Okay, we're going to try this again. Got Charlie Pride here in the studio with us today. How you doing, Charlie?
Hello, Easy Allan. How you doing?
Real good. Hey, what brings you to the Tampa Bay area?
Well, I've been down, at the at spring training up at Port Charlotte with the Texas Rangers, and so I thought I'd come on in and have a little chat with you tonight. I'm going to be at the Strawberry Festival tomorrow, 5 and 8, 2 shows. So I'm just just thought I'd come in a day early, I guess.
I'm glad you did. Well, you say you got 2 shows tomorrow night at the Strawberry Festival, 5 o'clock and
5 and 8, yeah.
5 and 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay, that ought to be good. I'm going to make it over there myself, probably for the 9 or the 8 o'clock show. And let's see, you were born in Sledge, Mississippi, as I recall.
Right.
Well, plenty 9 years ago, you told me.
Yeah, I'm 29 years old.
And you were originally a professional baseball player before you got into the country music business.
Yeah.
And I heard a rumor that you once struck out Hank Aaron.
Well, I didn't strike him out. I was on a tour with him, and he never got a hit off me on the whole tour. We did about a half of a month, almost a month's tour after the World Series, and everything was over back in the days when the old Negro American League was in bloom. Of course, the league that he played in, and Ernie Banks before they went up to the majors. So it's no longer around, but.
What, about 1956?
Yeah, it was 1956.
Yeah. You originally got into the country music business, as I recall, when you were in Helena, Montana.
In fact, I went up there to play in the Pioneer League in 1960, and that's what got me to Montana was baseball. And they released me, and I started working for a smelter up there, which had the policy of holding jobs open with a smelter up there, and they let you play ball, and they regulate your days when they work. And that's how I ended up in Montana. So I started singing locally in nightclubs, and one thing led to another. The late Red Foley and Red Savine came up there for a show, and I went backstage and was talking with them and picked up a guitar and started singing them. And the promoter said, "Would you like to do a couple of songs on the show?" I said, "Just ask." I did a couple of songs. They encouraged me to go to Nashville, and I did. That was 1963, and of course in 1965 I went to Nashville and I cut the Snake Scrawl at Night, and Chet Atkins took it to RCA out in Monterey, California. And so September 28th, I got a letter stating that they were going to sign me to RCA. So I was with them about 20 years.
Well, you had originally, didn't you stop in Nashville on the way back from?
Yeah, from the Mets.
From trying out for the Mets.
Yeah, that was
New York Mets,
right here in St. Petersburg.
Casey Stengel to say this wasn't a
that's
tryout camp.
That's right over the bridge here.
Have you met Casey Stengel since then?
No. That was he passed on right after that, and he said he wasn't running any tryout camps. In fact, it's a guy that's we're doing my book right now, and it should be ready by next May, and all those kind of things will be in the book.
You say that's doing real well on all of the charts right now.
I think it's number 8 on Billboard, and I forget it's in the top 10 on all of the 3 major charts. I mean R&R and Billboard and Cash Bar.
Yeah, that's like I say, it's a pretty song. Who wrote that?
It's a guy named Rick Peoples and another. It's two guys wrote it. I'd have to look on the
put you on the spot.
Look on the record.
Let me see. Last I knew you, Charlie Pride, and shouldn't it be easier than this? That's a pretty song, Charlie.
Well, thank you very much.
You say that's doing real well on all of the charts right now.
I think it's number 8 on Billboard, and I forget it's in the top 10 on all of the 3 major charts. I mean R&R and Billboard and Cash Bar.
Yeah, that's like I say, it's a pretty song. Who wrote that?
It's a guy named Rick Peoples and another. It's two guys wrote it. I'd have to look on the
put you on the spot.
Look on the record.
Let me see. Last I knew, you had 17 albums out, and that was some time ago. How many albums do you have now?
Oh, goodness. I've got 60-some albums. I mean,
holy mackerel.
Over the years I was with RCA, including compilation albums, all around 60-some albums worldwide.
Is it true that you used to have a batting average of 367?
Yeah. Yeah.
What is it now? After your
practice? I haven't had a chance to hit, while I was down there with, since I've been down here with the Rangers. I hit a couple of times, but I haven't been in a game or nothing to establish anything. So, but when Billy Martin was managing the Rangers, on my birthday, I got a hit off of Jim Palmer. I was legitimately a designated hitter, so I'm still hitting 500.
Pretty good for a guy that's plenty nine.
Yeah. 1 for 2.
Well, out of your career, which has been a substantial one, and you've had more hits than most any other country artist, and just consistently for 20 years you've been all over the charts and always been right up there in the top 10. What was your biggest thrill out of all your career?
We'll see so many, Allan. All right, the first time I went in to record The Snakes Crawl at Night, my very first record, I had butterflies, I was happy, I was scared. And then when I first was on the Opry in '67, the same thing happened there. I was happy and scared and nervous. And then I won Male Vocalist and Entertainer of the Year in 1971, then repeated in '72. So it's been so many highlights. And as I said in my book, we hope to have it ready by this coming next May, and a week from this coming May. I mean, not a week, but a year from this coming May, we hope to have it ready. And so I'm going to have all of those little tidbits in the book about things like that. And then when someone asks, I'm going to say, just get the book. I got all that in there.
No, that's you said once that Ernest Tubb was one of your.
Well, he was the first one that introduced me on the Opry. He was.
You were a big fan of his before that.
Oh, yes. In fact, after I got recording, he was one of the first one that took me out on a tour. In fact, we were in Peoria, Illinois. I never will forget. I opened the show. The first show was 2 shows, and I think that was when Cal Smith was his opening act then. But I think Jack Green had gone on. He was his drummer at one time, but. He told Cal Smith, he said, "You tell that young man, I think we're going to let him close the show the next show." So that's just kind of the way it lays, That's kind of the way it looks. So I never will forget that. And then he was the one that brought me on the Opry.
That's great. Well, how about listening to a little more Charlie Pride music?
Yeah, okay.
Have I Got Some Blues for You?
That's the first one off of the new label, 16th Avenue Records.
Charlie Pride and Have I Got Some Blues for You. That
was the first one on 16th Avenue Records we released when I signed with them.
That's how long's that been out now?
Well, that's about now will soon be a year, pretty quick for that one.
I still get quite a few requests for it.
Well, that's good. I'm glad.
And shouldn't it be easier than this? I'm getting requests for a lot too.
Well, that's the latest, and of course, my next one will be the title of the album. The album has been released the 23rd of last month. It's called "I'm Gonna Love Her on the Radio." Be the title of the album, and also be the title of my next single. "I'm Gonna Love Her on the Radio."
Have you got a copy of that?
Yeah.
Good. Well, we can get that on here
very
shortly.
Okay.
And well, let's see. You're living in Texas now, is that right?
Dallas. Yeah.
And you still got kids at home?
No. Well, they never leave. I mean, supposed to be gone, but they all come back. I guess I've never left my dad. I still go home, and when you get back home, you always end up being you're still the son.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, that's the way my dad is, and I guess it's probably the same way with me. I called the other night. My daughter was over at the house. She's got an apartment, but they all come back and stay.
And it's kind of like when they walk in the door, they revert to
children
again, right?
Yeah, that's right.
With you, I understand, or at least you used to. I don't know if you still do or not. There was a 40-acre plot of land down in Sledge, Mississippi.
No, it's 119.
119
Yeah.
acres
Yeah.
of.
Well, where I grew up on, used to pick cotton. I think you're referring to, we went back and bought it.
Right.
Yeah.
They went back and bought the
Well,
farm.
in fact, funny ironic you should speak of that. I was just talking with my office just day before yesterday, and we're just getting the papers and everything. We're leasing it to a feller this year to raise beans on it this year.
No more cotton. Huh?
No, they don't. Just mostly they wanted to put rice on it, but I just I didn't want it all cut up like that, for rice and everything and ditches and all. So he agreed that he would plant beans.
With this road trip, you're going to Plant City for the Strawberry Festival tomorrow night. Are you going to be on the road for a while now? Or
well, I'm going to do these two shows tomorrow at 5 and 8, and then I'm going to go back to Dallas in about 4 hours. I'm going to fly in, and in about 4 hours I fly right straight on through to Montana to do the Charlie Russell auction up there, and I'm going to be up there about a week. I'm just going to pick up the wife, and we're going to go on straight on up there, and then we go from there to the Academy of Country Music Awards show out in California. Yeah. So when we get back from that, then I start touring in April. I'm going to do some shows with, I think, with K.T. Oslin and a number of other people, George Jones. My agent is working on a number of things.
Sounds like they keep you busy these days.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I got a compact disc here, Charlie Pride, from 1981.
Okay.
Remember this one? Well, what do you think of the advent of the compact disc, Charlie?
Well, I don't know. I'm really a little perplexed about it. I really think it's going to end up being digital tape before it's over. I mean, eventually, I don't know, but I'm sort of laying back watching. That's about it.
It's a little more costly producing records on compact disc, isn't it, than it was on the old?
I don't know.
You leave that to the record company.
That's to the record labels and and their relationship with the consumers. I just go in and cut what they tell me to cut, and then they leave it up to them to put out the product.
Right. Well, with the hobbies and so forth, do you have any hobbies besides baseball or music? Golfing. You're doing
tennis,
some golfing these days, huh? Okay. Well, it looks like we got a caller here with a question. Let's see if we can take a phone call here and see what we got coming in. Okay. Do you have a question for Charlie?
Yes, I do, Easy Allan. This is Mr. James Moss. I'm one of the blind customers of listening to your station. You're playing a lot of these old gold stuff, and I really do like that. A few years ago, I heard Charlie Pride up at the Michigan State Fair in Detroit. I used to live up there, and he used to play down there.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get up to meet him, but I'm hoping, would it be possible I may be able to meet him if I come down to the Strawberry Festival tomorrow night?
Well, I imagine it'd be possible. Charlie, you got two shows tomorrow night, right?
Yeah, we have 5 and 8 o'clock show.
5 and 8. Okay. And will you have any of your records and all that there?
Well, we'll have a concession person. We'll have a concession person that will have the records there. His name is Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter?
Yeah, it's not the one that was in the White House.
No, I don't think so. It's a different one.
Yeah, but he will have some of my records.
And will you have some of your older stuff?
Yeah,
I know a lot of your older stuff.
Both old and new.
Old and new.
Yes.
Well, congratulations, Mr. Charlie Pride, and I'm
you.
hoping I could come up and meet you.
Well, we'll see. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right.
And
Thanks
bye-bye.
for calling.
You're welcome.
Okay, Charlie, shall we get back into a little more Charlie Pride music here?
That's fine with me.
All right. Well, in the weather, we've got 71 degrees right now. WRFA studios, partly cloudy. Clear and cooler tonight. Temperatures down in the 40s, and sunny and a little warmer tomorrow. Temperatures back up into the 70s, mid to upper 70s. Small craft advisory in effect, and the high tide at 5:22 p.m. at St. Pete Municipal Pier. And we've got Charlie Pride with us today. Charlie?
Yeah, I was opening my mouth a while ago. You were on the air.
That's no problem. Well, with your new album, we've got that we're going to be queuing up here shortly. But are there going to be several singles released off of that album?
Well, we hope so. We think that it's about at least 5, Allan, on this particular album, and of course we've always tried to stress that we always go in trying to say we think that we have done what we've been trying to do, and that's put 10 songs on an album. Any one could be a single, and not only me feel that way, but my producers, Jerry Bradley, and everyone that have heard the album feel that we've pretty well accomplished that.
Yeah. How do you pick your music?
Well, mostly in this go around with 16th Avenue Records, Jerry Bradley has been the man that he picked about the 7 out of the 10 he picked in this album, and I'm in completely agreement with it because he I mean, from what the way they turn out and how good they sound, I mean, I'm just going to leave it that way for a while.
Do you have any favorites out of all the songs you've ever done? Do you have any favorites that weren't maybe necessarily number one?
No, well, that's true. It's not necessarily singles either. There's some, songs and albums that we, that in fact we were talking about some of my early albums. There's probably some songs in there that I would love to go back and listen to and release as a single in some of my very early albums.
Any particular ones? Can you think of any offhand?
Well, I've got it's one called "Mama Don't Cry for Me," which is a very sad song type thing, but then one in the middle of nowhere. It reminds me of my mother. Things like that, So.
We did have it on the wrong side.
I do believe that it was.
Well, we'll get this fixed up here, and in the meantime, you mentioned one song that you really liked that you didn't even do.
All
Why
right.
don't we give a listen to John Connolly?
All
I
right.
Don't Remember Loving You.
Okay.
I don't remember loving you, and I don't recall the things you say, but I don't remember loving you. I don't remember loving you, and I don't recall the things you say you put me through. You tell me that you've had a guilty conscience for so long. You say that you walked out on me. You say you did me wrong. Well, I just don't see how that could be true. 'Cause I don't remember loving you. I don't remember loving you. And I don't recall the things you say you put me through. You tell me that you've had a guilty conscience for so long.
See, that's one of your favorite songs right now, Charlie.
Well, I like a lot of John Connolly's songs. I worked with him a number of shows last year and the year before that, and he's got some real good records, some real good songs. I mean, all the way from Rose-Colored Glasses to this one, and of course, I'm from the old school, and I like his singing.
Yeah, you like that traditional style of country, right?
Oh, well, if that's it, that's what I like.
Okay, well, we've got your latest song and the title of your new album with the same title of your new album. Should we give that a listen?
Yeah, this will be the title song from my new album called "I'm Gonna Love Her on the Radio."
I'm gonna love her on the radio.
Yeah, you say that's the second time that's been played live on the radio right here on 820 WRFA, huh, Charlie?
Right. In fact, the album was just shipped the 23rd of last week, and I'm sure, I hope you all get it pretty soon. If you don't, just let me know, and I'll make sure you get one.
All right. Well, make sure we get an extra then.
Okay. All right.
I'll take it home. But we've got a couple of more songs that we want to play here this hour off of this brand new album.
All right.
And but first, we got to pay the light bill here.
Say, did you see the newspaper today? Well, that's okay. A lot of people in town didn't see it either. In fact...
Well, you're listening to 820 WRFA, and we've got a very, very special guest on today. Charlie Pride is here for the Strawberry Festival, and we're trying to overcome a few little technical problems here today and get things set up here so that we can play some of Charlie's new songs and ask him a few questions. So, are you really enjoying getting interviewed on the radio, Charlie?
Yes, I mean, I'll tell you something. Now, this is the truth. I used to go with the, do you remember Mike Hoyer? That used to be, there used to be about 3 50,000-watt stations that were at the very beginning when I got into the business and recording. It was 3 really hot 50,000-watt stations was in the business at the time. It was WHO in Des Moines, with WBAP in Fort Worth, and of course, WSM in Nashville. Of course, if you want to add another 4, was WWL in New Orleans, too. But now this is 50,000 watts here, too. But my thing is that I used to go and do the night shows with these different DJs, you know, like Bill Mack and Mike Hoyer, and of course, Charlie Douglas now is in Nashville in the United Stations now. But it was just amazing to see how, and watching you here, how you guys, you be talking and you punching all these buttons. See, a lot of people think it looks easy, but I said, you know, I think it's something. The guy be talking, all of a sudden he punches this one, he taking in a tape going here, and then you're punching this. I mean, it really, it's fascinating.
Kind of like watching a Chinese fire drill.
Well, it's always fascinated me. You know, people think it just happens, you know, but you got to punch the right things and.
And they have to work when you punch them.
That's right.
But yeah, it's well, I remember the early days of radio. When I was listening to radio. Listening to all of those great country songs and things like that. When I was a kid, we used to tune in Big John R. WLAC in Nashville, Tennessee, and all of the radio programs. And I remember, you know, gee, I couldn't have been very old hearing Charlie Pride interviewed on the radio.
Well, I've been around a while.
You're only 6 years older than I am.
Well,
we won't tell people that.
All right.
You're plenty 9 and I'm almost plenty 9.
Okay.
Okay, well, why don't we get over here to this new song of yours?
Well, this is another one from the album that they think could be a single, you know, and it's called Where Was I? And so I just hope they love it.
Give it a listen. Well, where is he?
Well,
there he is.
Where was I when everything went wrong?
Hey, that's a nice one. I like that.
it's a good song, and of course, again, that's one that one of Jerry Bradley picked, and of course, another one is called "Soft to Touch and Hard to Hold," just in front of that one. So
yeah. It sounds like you do have a lot of potential hits on that.
It really is. Another one called "Looking for a Little Piece of Heaven," and "Come On In, Let Me Love You." Those are the songs. Those are titles. It's in the album.
Well, maybe we can get a couple of those on after the news. We got the news coming up in about 40 seconds here, but.
Well, I don't come here and hog everything, but I sure appreciate you having me on WRFA here, Allan, and to all of the people out there. I appreciate all of their support, and especially I want to take this opportunity to thank everybody here and you and all the staff here at WRFA for all of the spins, and because no radio station has to play anybody, and I do appreciate it. I just wanted to get that in.
Right. Well, we like to play what the people like to hear, and they sure do like to hear Charlie Pride.
Well, thank you.
Charlie, you're a classic.
Well, thank you so much.
Great country music, 100% pure country music on WRFA 820 Largo.
From 8